Today is a beautiful, sunshiny day on Broward County's 21 miles of white sandy beaches. Crystal clear ocean waters, a beautiful breeze coming off those oceans. It's a great day in Broward County, and we're here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm joined by Mayor Dean Trantalis, Mayor Josh Levy from Hollywood, Mayor Bill Gans from Deerfield Beach, Mayor Lorie Llewellyn, Dania Beach, Sheriff Gregory Tony, Fort Lauderdale Chief Maglione, and Mayor Joy Cooper from Hallandale Beach.
Also Commissioner Heather Moritis.
Commissioner Heather Moritis, and we have representation here, Eugene Bold from Commissioner Tim Ryan's office, who represent this district on the County Commission. We opened our beaches this morning, our hotels and our gyms. And it's in great part because of the efforts of the people of Broward County working together with our cities, with the state, and with the county to get us to this place where we can make this step forward. It's going to take all of us continuing to collaborate across city lines, because COVID-19 knows no city boundaries, no geographic boundaries, no boundaries at all when it comes to its effect on us humans. So with that in mind, I want to make sure that folks understand that we have to continue what we're doing. We've got to continue to follow the rules that we've set forth. We've got to continue to follow the CDC guidelines of distancing, 6 feet apart, 15 feet between groups, no groups of larger than 10. Yes, we need to continue to wear a mask, wash your hands frequently, and we hope that our efforts will continue to allow us to open more of Broward County as we protect the health and well-being of our people and restart our economy. I'm going to have Mayor Dean Trantalis comes up and say a few words, and then we'll be joined by Sheriff Tony from BSO and Chief Maglione talking a little bit about enforcement. Mayor Trantalis.
Thank you so much, Mayor. It's a glorious day here in the beach, isn't it? Yes. Thank you. I arranged it for you all, so thank you. Thank you, Mayor Holness, and thank you all the mayors and commissioners that have come here today to celebrate the grand reopening of our beaches here in Broward County. Today, we stand together in Fort Lauderdale Beach as we take this major step of returning our community further to a level of normal life. With the rate of infection from COVID-19 on a decline, we gather here to announce not just the reopening of our beaches, but also our gyms and our hotels. The time has come for us to begin restoring the amenities and businesses that keep our economy running and contribute to the great quality of life that we have all come to enjoy here in South Florida. We take these actions today with measures designed also to protect public health. The city's decision to close the beaches 10 weeks ago was a difficult but necessary decision as the COVID virus began to spread locally. Fort Lauderdale acted at that moment quickly and decisively to curtail this widespread infection during the spring break session. We joined together with Miami Beach, and we were the first coastal communities in the nation to take such an action. After that, the city of Fort Lauderdale continued to take leadership in fighting COVID-19 as we issued stay-at-home orders and closed non-essential businesses. We are acting today with all the cities here in Broward County and our coastal cities with caution as we now continue to move deeper into Phase 1 reopening. We are taking carefully considered steps based on relying on the best medical evidence available. That evidence shows that our efforts to fight COVID-19 have worked well. This infection has steeply declined in our community. Greater Fort Lauderdale area went from a high of 13% of test results positive of infection during the week that ended April 11th. And today, we are just under 5%. State health records released this weekend show the infection rate has actually been cut in half to just 2%. We have come a long way, my friends. And frankly, COVID-19 never impacted us as some expected and others feared. Some say Florida was the next New York, and we would be even worse. Those prognostications were far from the truth. The beach behind us is an important symbol in our reopening our community. It is one of the true gems and belongs to the people to use. But let me just say this, let us not be mistaken. There will be restrictions on the use of the beach. Today, the county will permit people to walk, jog, swim, or undertake similar activities, but sunbathing, well, not just yet. The county is concerned that people will congregate too many and too close, like we have seen in other cities around the country. So let's see how things work out for now. We all look ahead to that day when we can also sunbathe or lay on the beach under an umbrella. I haven't seen the sun in a few months. In the meantime, I ask everyone to follow the regulations to protect public health. Face masks will be standard at many places. Social distancing continues to be required. Crowd sizes will remain limited. Good hygiene, such as frequent hand washing, is a must. Those who are elderly or who have compromised immune systems should continue to exercise caution about going out and limiting those trips to essential needs. Please do not ignore these policies. It could cause the COVID virus to rebound. If that happens, we may have to slow further reopenings and reconsider the steps that we've already undertaken. And no one wants that. Like I said today, the actions include gyms and hotels as well as the beach. So exercise and maintain good health, that's all very important in order to avoid contracting the COVID-19 virus. But no one wants gyms to become a breeding ground for the virus either, and thus there will be some common sense standards to prevent that. Our hospitality industry is vital to our economy, so I'm glad hotels can open for general use and begin taking reservations. Again, there will be some prudent standards for protecting public health. Our economy is suffering, and high levels of unemployment have now befallen us, and our businesses are struggling financially. The actions today, I hope, will begin the recovery. The City of Fort Lauderdale is committed to doing as much as it can to help businesses and workforce in this time of need. The cities have created additional outdoor space for restaurants so they can spread out tables and serve customers more safely. The first two areas for this public patio dining happened right here on Las Olas and Northeast 33rd Street in our city. We will now work with hoteliers and the leaders of our tourism industry to craft an appropriate message to the nation and to the world that our beaches, our restaurants, and our hotels are reopening, and they're reopening in a safe and prudent manner. So as a society, we need to chart a responsible course between continuing to protect public health and fight COVID-19. On the one hand, we're there to restore business, but we're also trying to ensure that we remain safe. So today, we remain further along that path, and I want to thank my colleagues from other cities in Broward County who have joined us today, who were announced by Mayor Holness, my colleague Heather Moritas, who sits on my commission, and most importantly, I want to thank the people of this community who respect and understand the need to cooperate, to participate, and to ensure that Fort Lauderdale and all of Broward County remain safe as we open in Phase 1. Thank you, everybody. I'd now like to introduce the Sheriff of Broward County, Sheriff Greg Toney, along with the Chief of Police of Fort Lauderdale, Rick Maglione. Gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thanks for the opportunity to come out here and speak on somewhat on behalf of the law enforcement community. For several weeks now, we have all, in terms of our partnership agreements we have across our municipals, including the chief here in Fort Lauderdale, have examined all the different executive orders and administrative orders that were passed to safeguard the public. And one thing that has not been said often enough is thank you to the community. Thank you to the public, because this could have impacted us as law enforcement professionals where we had maybe an influx of arrests or negative encounters, but we have not seen that with the community. The mayors have outlined a strategic plan that is consistent with the executive orders that's come down from the governor aspect, and now we are into a reintegration of normalcy here in the community as we start to open up our beaches and start getting things back to a level where the economy can start balancing itself out. I'm excited to see it. I will tell you that from the law enforcement aspect and our fire rescue, we're confident that the people will comply. We don't see this being something that is going to greatly impact us as a profession or in the community. I would say this, keep in mind the enforcement aspects will be in place. It's imperative that you follow the CDC recommendations and those restrictions that's been set forth in the administrative orders that are outlined and has been spoke of today. That will help us mitigate the spread of this virus. This is not a time for us to take on a level of complacency and to think that we can just come out into the community, jettison those responsibilities such as wearing masks, complying with the social distancing aspects. So we will be here to enforce. The enforcement aspect will be consistent with what we already outlined in terms we will educate the community. We will provide warnings, we will provide citations, and I would hope that in this time we will continue to see that we're not having to arrest a great deal of people or folks that are non-compliant with these orders. So for the community, if there's any questions or concern as to the timing of this, I think the timing is appropriate, and our people and personnel will continue to work together with all our sister organizations such as Fort Lauderdale and many others who are working to safeguard this community. So thank you. With that, I'll turn it over to the chief and let him speak on some elements as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sheriff, and good morning, everybody. I'd just like to reiterate what Sheriff Tony said. We want to welcome everybody back to Fort Lauderdale and to Broward County. And just to repeat, our desire, and I think I speak for all the municipal chiefs as well as the sheriff, is not an enforcement campaign. This is not about locking people up or issuing citations. What we're looking for is compliance. And as the county reopens, the burden of compliance shifts more to the public. Before the declarations controlled what we did, and now that there's more public in and around the county and intermingling with each other, please be responsible. Please continue to slow the spread of this disease. And we as law enforcement do not want to respond to any businesses other than to support them or to enjoy a meal. The best thing to do if you have any questions is to ask a public safety official. And once again, I'm asking for compliance so we can continue to slow the spread of this virus and continue to reopen the county. Thank you.
And I just want to let the public know that in addition to a warning, you could be fined $1,000 to $15,000 and even be arrested if you break the rules. So it's important that everyone follows the rules. Again, we don't want to go to the extreme, but we must ensure that we're protecting the health and well-being of the people of Broward County and move forward with reopening the economy so that people can get back to work and get to provide for themselves and their families. Mayor Josh Levy.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mayor Josh Levy with the beautiful city of Hollywood, just to the south here. We're excited, similarly to how Fort Lauderdale is and our other fellow mayors, to open the beaches today for people to enjoy the waterways and enjoy swimming and paddling and all these in-ocean activities that they like to enjoy. As was said, clearly right now the sand is just for walking and enjoying a stroll, but we hope to lift that as soon as conditions warrant and we can move forward safely to that direction. So really excited for our Broadwalk restaurants and the businesses that make Hollywood Beach their home, and all our visitors and our residents in the city of Hollywood to come and enjoy Hollywood Beach again in the restricted fashion that was explained, but otherwise, of course, in a very happy fashion because we all enjoy the waterways so much, and it's part of what we are. So thank you, everybody.
We'll have Mayor Llewellyn from Dania Beach come up.
Good morning, everybody. Mayor Lorie Llewellyn from Dania Beach. I just wanted to also let everybody know that our iconic pier is also open for business. And I actually went down to our beach this morning. Lots of people in the water, but not too crowded, and everybody was obeying the rules. We also had a number of people up there fishing. So we have that also for our visitors as well as our residents to enjoy, and we're really happy to be open. We're really happy to give people an opportunity to get out in the sunshine and get some exercise and fresh air. And again, we're not looking to criminalize this. We're looking to educate people and make sure that they're following the rules so that we can continue to keep the beaches open so that people can enjoy them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Joy Cooper, Dania, Hollandale Beach.
I'll be short, but I want to thank Mayor Holness and my colleagues. But I want to bring attention and thank our first response teams here, our police and fire. But more importantly, recognize the men and women that are on the sand guarding our beaches, our lifeguards. And we take seriously all the precautions here in Broward County, and we need to thank them and also cooperate because we're missing sand and water, and without them our shores would not be guarded. So thank you so much. Thank you all the residents of Broward County, and thank you. I'm very proud to be from Hallandale Beach. Our beach is open, and we hope that all our residents are enjoying this South Florida Day. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
And though Broward County and the 31 municipalities in Broward County might not always see things the same way, we might not always act the same way, but at the end of the day, all of us are working to ensure that the people of Broward County's health and well-being is protected, and that we rejuvenate our economy and get folks back to work. So no matter, again, what you might see in the headlines sometimes, we're still always working together. Maybe there's one issue or two that we might not agree on, but by and large, we're working in unison. And it's great to see that we're all together. All our cities have joined with us in Broward County to move forward with reopening of our beaches, our hotels, and our gyms in a safe manner so that we can protect the people but still reopen the economy. Thank you very much. We are open for questions.
Could I ask Mr. Mayor Levy a quick question with respect to the small businesses out of the Broadwalk? Good to see you, Mr. Mayor. You probably have one of the largest concentrations of mom and pops along the Broadwalk. We've heard time and time again this is not a light switch. What do you say to those small businesses who may not ever get back to where they were? And with respect to getting things back to some sense of a clientele that's going to support these businesses?
Sure, so I'll tell you, the Hollywood Beach Broadwalk, as most of you know, has dozens of restaurants and small businesses, all of which were shuttered for these number of weeks that the beach has been closed, but of course now are reopened in the city in order to help them put a foot forward and get some good business going again. We've created a cafe zone along the Broadwalk where the restaurants can bring cafe tables into the walkway and properly spread within between 6 feet between one another, and enjoy themselves and have more seating capacity outdoors, where of course people are very comfortable sitting in the open space. And so we're doing what we can as a city to have business resurge as quickly as possible and make everybody feel safe while they're dining outside.
Mr. Holness, with respect to these gymnasiums, and you spoke here toward the end, I see that smile on your face, so you spoke here toward the end with respect to differences. Can you elaborate on the coordination and how important continuity is, please?
It is critical. We have conference calls with all the mayors of Broward County before we put an order out to get their input so that we can have some uniformity across the county. Enforcement has to be pretty much the same across the county. So again, it is very important that we work together in unison as we reopen. When we started the closures, it was a little bit chaotic. Some cities acted one way, some acted the other way, and then you have folks congregating on different sections of the beach. That wasn't helpful. So we have worked steadfastly in bringing all the cities together to ensure that we're working seamlessly to rebuild the economy and to continue to protect the health and well-being of the people of Broward County.
Comment for Mayor Dean. Thank you for opening the bike lane for the walkers and the bikers.
Mayor Holness, can you explain why reopening gyms is safe at this time?
Well, at this point in time, I don't know that anything reopening is safe. It is that we put the precautions in place to protect ourselves from a further spread of this coronavirus, COVID-19. So if you don't take the precautions, it's not going to be safe. And even with opening with the precautions, things could happen. So we wanted to make sure that we have all the right protocols in place and that all the cities were on board at the same time as we move forward. All right, thank you very much. It's a glorious day in Broward County.